So Algo has tapped into the Wave 5 target, and this target sits between 18.88 cents to 19.52 cents. And as you guys know, I have been tracking a 5-wave move, where I was tracking the 5th wave, which is made up of a 5-wave move also. And here you can see that the 5th wave ended up reaching this level at 19.22 cents, and the 4th wave ended up reaching 17.57 cents. The 3rd wave ended up reaching 18.74 cents. And of course, we ended up tracking these two waves previously. And so, yeah, it looks like the 5th wave is now complete. And following this move to the upside, we've seen this retracement to the downside, where it's possible that we actually breach past this level here at 16.91 cents. And so it will be interesting to see what structure is actually forming right now, whether we have a bigger WXY structure that's forming or we have a bigger 5-wave move that's in play right now. And so, yeah, given that we had a 5-wave move to the upside, that essentially means that we are on an uptrend. And this move to the downside is just a recovery that we are currently witnessing at the moment before we see a continuation to the upside. And so if I zoom in, if I zoom out, so knowing that we've had this structure play out, what I'll be looking at for is a 50 to 88.2% retracement of this wave structure. So if I bring in the Fib tool and bring that to over here, and so I know that Algo could potentially reach anywhere between 15.61 cents to 17.08 cents. And so if I mark that out, I'm looking for Algo to tap into this region here before we see that continuation to the upside. And we are actually on the brink of tapping into that region, as you can see. And this move actually looks to be impulsive. So if I go on the 5-minute chart, and straight away I can see that this move here is made up of 5 waves, where what we had was a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we had this corrective move to the upside, followed by this big move to the downside, which is also made up of an impulsive wave. And so if I bring in the Fib tool and bring this to the local top at 18.89 cents, and so here you can see that we actually extended beyond the 1.618 level at 17.62 cents, and we went even deeper. And so it will be interesting to see if that 3rd wave is now complete, where essentially this was the wave 1, this was wave 2, and then we had a wave 3. And so I'll be looking out for a recovery to the upside to complete that 4th wave, followed by a push to the downside to complete that 5th wave. And this 5-wave move could then potentially complete the wave W, where then I'd be looking for a recovery to the upside to complete the X wave, followed by a final push to the downside to complete that Y wave, where this WXY structure would then potentially tap into this region here, and then I'll be looking for that move to the upside. And so if I go back to the hourly chart and remove some of this now, and so here you can actually see that we are within the oversold conditions, and so I will be looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market. And should that be the case, then the next key levels that I'll be keeping an eye on will be the EMA levels, where the 200 EMA sits at 17.77 cents and the 50 EMA sits at 18.17 cents. And so it will possibly be a case of us actually getting rejected at the EMA levels to complete that X wave, and then we'll see that continuation to the downside, where we then tap in even deeper within this region here. And if I go in the 4-hour chart, you can also see that we are reaching the oversold conditions, and of course the bears have had the momentum, and that's of course reflected on the price chart, where we've had consecutive red candlesticks. And here you can actually see that we failed to find support at both EMA levels, which is a bearish signal. And so again, I am looking for a move within this region, followed by a recovery, given that I am looking out for the bulls to regain control of the market, followed by a fan push to the downside, where we then again tap into this region here. And here you can actually see that smart money concept is indicating that we have a weak low. And so it will be interesting to see if this move to the upside is complete and we see a continuation to the downside, where we breach past this level at around 15.14 cents, and we go even deeper and potentially even tap into this region here. Now, as far as the daily chart goes, you can see that we are within the overbought conditions. And so again, the bears could regain control of the market. And again, it will be interesting to see if we can actually breach past this level at 14.6 cents and tap into this region here. I'm not necessarily looking at for this move, but of course, this is something that I'm not going to discount because anything can happen in crypto. And the fact that we are actually trading below the 50 EMA level is actually a bearish signal as things stand at the moment. And you can actually see that we got rejected, hence why this led to this recent move to the downside. And so, yeah, it will be interesting to see where our goes. I am looking at for a deeper move within this region. I think we've actually tapped into that region now, if I'm not mistaken. Not yet. And so, yeah, once we tap into this region, I'm looking at for a recovery to the upside, followed by another push to the downside rather than tap into this region. And following this move, it will be interesting to see if we have a WX or Y structure that's forming or a 5-wave move, given that this wave here was made up of 5 waves. And so, if that's the case, this could be the wave 1, we could say a wave 2, and then a wave 3, 4, and 5 play out. And if we do have a 5-wave move that's in play, then it's possible that we ended up actually bottoming out at this level at 14.6 cents, and we see a continuation to the upside. However, if it's a WXY structure, where this is a W wave, this is the next wave, and this is Y wave, it's possible that we could see a deeper move to the downside, or it's also possible that we have a bigger WXY structure that's forming, where that would then be the W wave, this would be the X wave, followed by a Y wave to the upside. But of course, only time will tell, and again, I'll keep you guys updated. And so, yeah, hopefully you found this useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.